Welcome to the Proverbial Life Podcast. This is a podcast that encourages Christians to look to Christ, live wisely, and leave a legacy behind for generations to follow. I'm your host, Edwin-Ramirez. Look to Christ, live wisely, leave a legacy. 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 You will never be biblical if you worship women. That's right. We live in a day in which feminism rules and reigns, not only outside the church, but in the church. We see this evidenced by weak churches. Usually what happens is if the church is weak, it's because the men are weak, and it's also because the men have oftentimes been swayed by women. And so what is the remedy to this? The remedy to this is to be a man, is to be a man that is a shepherd over his flock in the home and in the church. Be a man who is patient and loving with women, with your children, and patiently teach the scriptures. And at the end of the day, you don't acquiesce to women. You humble yourself and submit to God and his word. And that's it. That's it. And it's similar to working out. I don't know if you've had this experience. If you haven't worked out in a while, you feel like you can't do 5 push-ups. But when you start doing those 5, and then you do them the next day, your muscles start to build. And now you're doing 30, 40, 50 push-ups at a time. That doesn't happen overnight. What's the point? The point is there's a time in which you must stand against feminism, and it must begin in your own heart, then in your home, then in the church, then in society at large. But beloved, it must begin now with you. And the only way that it can be dealt with is by first recognizing that it's a problem. It's a problem in our culture. It's a problem in our churches. It's a problem in our hearts. We don't want to offend women. This video is going to make you upset. Why? You may not even be able to quite put your finger on it, but the fact is I'm saying something negative about women. So it seems. But you know what? The truth is this. I'm not saying anything negative about women. I'm saying something good and positive about women. Why? Because women don't want to be men, because God didn't create them to be men. He created them to be women, to be led by men, by strong men. And what happens? Well, we know that when men abdicate their responsibilities, there's a vacuum there and it gets filled in. And look who's willing and able to fill it in. The devil. The devil. Through ideologies. And this is the one we have in our day, that of feminism. So, cut off the head of feminism by faith with the sword of the Spirit as you courageously stand for the truth of God's word and be who God calls you to be, a man of God, and a woman of God, right? Who recognizes her call before the Lord and humbly submits to the word of the Lord. And so, beloved, reject feminism. Reject it. When you see it, first ask God, God, help me see feminism in my own heart. Lord, help me see feminism where I go. And I'm not saying flip tables, but flip the tables in your heart. And say, man, why do I have a bent toward looking for women to accept me and to receive me and you fill in the gaps. Well, why is that the case? And ask God to search your heart, and he will, beloved. He will. All right, y'all. Till next time, this is The Proverbial Life, a podcast where we encourage Christians to look to Christ, live wisely, and leave a legacy behind for generations to follow. Grace and peace.